That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I also was raped in high school and couldn't tell anybody. I didn't tell a soul until 2 years ago. And the same thing. I mean, it was all part of the same thing. That I knew something drastic would happen if I brought it out, if I told anybody. And it is a lot of self-blame, that I'm still working through.
I would like you to do something for me. I would like you here to say, it wasn't my fault.
It wasn't my fault.
Can you say it again?
It wasn't my fault.
That's right. This was the turning point for Jan. She accepted that she was not to blame for her childhood sexual abuse. This had been the block to Jan's sexual spontaneity, and now she is letting go of it. Your experience may be completely different from Jan's, and this program may affect you in different ways. But don't be surprised if powerful feelings come up for you. For now, just be patient with your inner process and take this program as slowly as you need to go in order to make it work for you. This is session 9. Good morning.
Morning.
You want to tell me what's been going on since I saw you last?
Our homework was a little different this time. She was going to straddle me and then place my penis with her in a 45-degree angle. I was somewhat concerned about whether or not, before the session, whether I was going to have an erection, because I was saying, oh, I don't know if you're going to have an erection, because but I was anxious about that moment, and I was able to. And then we did some self-masturbation, which was a lot easier for me this time, a lot easier, and it was quite an evening. It was quite an evening.
Can you tell me what it was like for you to be inside?
Without thrusting of any kind, you know, it was somewhat difficult in as much as that I wanted to have some kind of movement, you know, and but I just felt her inside, you know.
How did that feel?
Felt good, and it felt like a fit. It felt like a real fit, you know.
That's very important, because we talk about the opposite sex, and you know, really, we should talk about the complementary sex. Opposite gives us a sense of competitiveness and all that, and it really is a fit. It's a match. It's the complementary sex.
And we stayed like that for about a minute or so, you know, and then we continued with my part, which she continued touching me, and then after that's when we got into self-masturbation.
Sounds like you were pretty turned on.
Yes.
How was it for you, Jan?
It was probably one of the most sensual experiences of my life. First of all, I initiated the session, and I was in a good, playful mood when I did that. I just had a birthday party, and I just felt like this is my night and my time, and I took it. And I really enjoyed George touching me, and I manipulated his hands a lot, did exactly what I wanted to do with my breast, with my buttocks. Then I turned over and placed his hand on my chest when I was laying down, so that I felt that real closeness and just kept it there. I wouldn't let him move it. I wouldn't let him go anywhere. It just felt good to have his strong hand there, and I just laid on his strong hand. It was really very, very sexy. And then when I placed his penis inside me, I was throbbing, you know, and I could feel him throbbing, and that was, to feel somebody throbbing like that, and myself, I probably could have climaxed then. And then we both, when we separated, it was a natural kind of separation. It was a completion in itself, but I wasn't through, and he wasn't through, and we self-masturbated, and I watched George intently this time. Instead of, you know, I just keep pushing myself a little further to take some pleasure in an area where I don't normally, or maybe couldn't ever, you know. And that was hot. That was hot.
It sounds like you've taken some really good steps here. And I really see how you're ready to take the final step. George, you've been waiting for this all week. Does it feel a little less important than it did in the beginning?
Yeah, I would say so. Because I could stop at any level and it would be okay.
Somehow I feel like it's going to be different. I feel like I've reached a turning point somewhere, and that so I'm curious, you know, because it's a new adventure right now. Thank you.
This is session 10. You're now at the final exercise, the one you've all been waiting for. Start out with the exercises we have done before. And then, when you straddle him and you get on top, put his penis inside, you can move as much as you want. Don't push for orgasm. Let it happen the way it happens. Gradually, when you get comfortable with this exercise, where many women enjoy being on top, and men can relax and not do the work, you may switch to other positions. But do that gradually and step by step.